The National and Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, gives daily weather forecasts, severe storm warnings, and climate monitoring on top of many other things.
ABC's chief meteorologist and climate correspondent Ginger Z explains how NOAA adjusts its climate and weather data.
After I posted about 2024 being the warmest year on record, I got a tweet that said NOAA is manipulating their data to make the older temperatures colder and the more recent or modern ones warmer. They even had a chart. It looked alarming, so I said, we better check into it. The data in that chart comes from the U.S. Historical Climatology Network. It's all part of NOAA, and they do adjust their data. They've done it for years. That data is collected at places like this. See all that instrumentation? That's called an ASOS, an Automated Surface Observing System. Temperature, pressure, wind, a whole slew of things are captured there, and that's the raw data. Then they are analyzed and archived by NCEI, that's the National Centers for Environmental Information. They are the world's leader and biggest provider of weather and climate information. They change and adjust things all the time, but they don't hide any of that. They do it because that's how you do science. NCEI says that everything they do has been backed by multiple peer-reviewed studies, and it's all public. Nothing is hidden. You want to go look at the raw data? You can too. But why do they adjust data in the first place? There are many reasons. Number one, the resolution has totally changed. Think about when I had a Game Boy from Nintendo back in the day versus my kid's Nintendo Switch. The resolution is so much better today. That's how our temperature data is too. So you can't compare without adjusting the old for the new. That way, the trends come out legit. And number two is an easy one. Cities, with all of their asphalt and buildings, have a warm bias, the urban heat island effect. It happens here in New York City or a place like Phoenix where they've had explosive growth. That warm bias has to be accounted for and adjusted for. Number three, location of the instrumentation has changed. I mean, if it's not here at Central Park, one of the oldest places that's been consistent throughout history, a place like Chicago, they changed it from the lakefront to O'Hare. That has to be accounted for. Number four, instrument technology has changed a lot. I mean, think about how we get sea surface temperatures. It used to be from a ship, but you can imagine that that wasn't very consistent or thorough. And so now that we have buoys and satellites, they have to adjust the old data to make sure that all the trends are the same. There are several other reasons that they adjust data, but it's always for the bettering of science. And they're not the only ones that do it. NASA does it too. NOAA and climate scientists are not manipulating data so that they can make it look like the world is warming. Agencies all over the world have that data, and it all says the same thing. Our annual average is warming. And that's really the chart that we should be looking at.